Coach Muss has, talked a lot about just trying to put in some things specifically to benefit you, maybe the way he uses you in pick and roll defense, the Milwaukee Bucks look, and things like that. How are those things going for you? And then, what does it mean to you to have a coach that kind of invests in you personally like that to feed towards your strengths?
Yeah, I think it's gone really well. I feel like I'm adapting really well to this 5-out offense. It's definitely different than last year because last year it was more so a 4-out, 1 in with a true, post guy, someone who would stay down low. But now we have, we're more fluid. We have 5 people that can be on the perimeter and shoot. So I feel like that really plays off of some of my strengths. I can really work on the, throw and chase into a pop or a roll and mix things up. So people really have to guard me along with the ball. So it makes it difficult for defenders to guard everybody.
We'll go to Hutch.
Connor, what was this past year like? What do you feel like you improved on? What did you try to get done this past year being away from being able to play?
I think most of all, it was learning the system that Coach Muss runs. He runs things a little differently. Everything's, high energy, very energetic, moving from one thing to another, and kind of being as, an upperclassman now and as someone who's kind of a veteran of that system, I can really try to help these new guys, these younger guys and people who are transferring in to really know the system since I've been in it for a year already, try to get them to know what the expectations are and how to perform at a higher level.
Bob?
Yeah, Connor, just what's it like practicing knowing you're going to get to play? Last year, I'm sure you took practice seriously, but you knew you were redshirting. What is there a different? I assume there's a different feel to it this year.
Yeah, there's definitely a different feel. More so this year because I feel like I can almost count down the days till we can play. So it's just that's in my mind. Every day. We're just X many days from being able to play, and I'll actually be able to play this year. So it kind of drives me to, push myself and, try to show what I can do, get better in my game so that when game time comes, I can really display what I have.
I wanted to ask you about the senior grad transfers, I guess, Justin, Jalen, and Vance. Well, what have you thought of their games and their impact on you guys so far?
I think they're all really, really good, and we all really complement each other. Vance is a really good shooter. And, he's he can play guard and forward. Justin's kind of the same way. He's real strong, very athletic. And then Jalen Tate is a really good on the ball defender, and he's really good with, handling the ball too. He's a very good point guard, very decisive in his passes. So I think all 3 of them bring a lot of leadership. And Jalen has also been to the tournament, the NCAA tournament a couple times. So he knows what it takes to get there. So I think all 3 of them bring a lot of, great teamwork and leadership to the table.
I got some more questions, Mike, if you can come back around, if time allows. Thanks, Connor.
Yep.
Jordan?
Hey, Connor, what do you see as your role and maybe some personal goals you have this season, even outside of kind of what y'all want to accomplish as a team?
Can you repeat that question again, please?
Yeah, what do you see as kind of your personal goals? Where do you see yourself kind of excelling? What would you really like to accomplish this season?
I want to get outside of my comfort zone. Instead of being just a shooter or just a big guy, I want to, be able to be more of a threat. I've been working on my post game a lot, trying to get better on defense where I can, cover multiple positions and try to, use my length more effectively. To be able to block shots, deter shots at the rim, and all other things. So I think that, along with, just kind of improving my stats altogether, I think is really going to help.
Jason?
You mentioned wanting to improve your low post game and then defensively. What work kind of goes into that, and how much improvement have you seen from that redshirt year to now being able to guard guys down low and then also have a better low post game offensively?
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with, putting on strength. So we've been in the weight room since this summer, just working on gaining more weight, getting stronger. And I've also on the court been doing a lot of, hook shots. I've been doing 100 hook shots every day after practice, just trying to work on my touch, and also just trying to be more aggressive down low. When I catch the ball, I'm very decisive in my passing. if someone's cutting, I can easily get on the ball, or, I could do a hook shot. Just being effective down low whenever I get the ball has been like the main thing on offense. And then just defensively, it's all about, just being strong, not getting pushed off your spot. And, with my length, that can really, come together.
Nate?
Yeah, Connor, just how much bigger and stronger do you feel, or heavier and stronger do you feel you are than this time last year?
Back in the summer, I'd say was, the best. Before, all this crazy stuff really happened, I was really able to gain a lot of weight. I was drinking protein shakes all the time, and I was, close to 250. So I was really, pounding the weight. Lost a bit of it through this, got a little sick. But I feel like I'm still in a really good position, been getting a lot stronger. So yeah, that's pretty much how it has been.
Also, I mean, I don't think many people I've talked to on the team are used to playing with a 7'3" center that shoots threes. Just how have they adjusted to your game as far as what you do and complementing each other?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely different for a lot of them. A lot of them didn't really know how to pass to me to start with. Everybody was throwing it at my shoes or at my knees. They were, kind of struggling. So I just had to teach them, throw it up, or, if I'm open, just throw it to me and I'll catch it. In that way, they just, kind of had to adapt to playing with somebody as big as me. But they also know now that, if I'm setting a screen, that it'll open a lot of things up for them, and that I'm also open on the backside for a pick and pop, or I can roll, and I can do a lot of things for them.
Thank you.
Scotty?
Yeah, hey, Connor, I was curious, just how you feel you're carrying that extra weight, and, what benefits that might bring for you in terms of maybe being able to stay on the floor a little bit more, or just being able to bang a little bit more in the paint.
Yeah, it definitely helps with banging down low a lot, especially with a lot of guys in the SEC. Everybody's going to be, maybe not as tall as me, but they're definitely going to be more fit, or more, they'd definitely be stronger, these 6'8", 6'9" post guys. So I feel like just adding more weight will help me be able to hold my own against them, along with having all the length that I have. And then, conditioning, I've just been, going through practice every day, just trying to get more and more wind in me every day, and as well as keeping all my strength.
And also, in what ways have you seen JD grow on the floor? And I'm curious about y'all's relationship, considering you two sat out together last year.
I'd say we're probably one of the most underrated duos out there. We've been practicing together since last year, pretty much on the same team the whole time, playing after practice. I feel that we have a really strong connection with each other. We know what each one likes to do, and we can really play off of each other very well. So I feel like that's going to be a big part for us next year, between us two.
Nikki?
Connor, you have a really unique set of skills. So who can you look to, whether it's, former or current NBA players or other college players, who can you look to kind of role model your game after?
I can honestly look at a bunch of people. We run in the Bucks kind of offense with the 5 out. That kind of leads me to look like Brook Lopez, how he was able to offensively, how he's been able to shoot a lot better, and he's been a really good 3-point shooter these past couple of years. And also defensively, how he plays. He's like just a big guy in the middle of the paint, and he can, really disrupt everything. And there's an article that I read couple weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, about, you know, how he was probably the most underrated person in the bubble on defense just because of how effective he was with, you know, blocking shots and deterring people at the rim. And that's, you know, part of the reason why they were, you know, one of the best defensive teams last year, was because he was, you know, hold it down low. But also, you know, I'm trying to, you know, expand my game inside and out. So I'm not really just looking at one person, but, you know, Kristaps is another person who's, you know, has a really gifted offensive game, how he's able to, you know, dribble, shoot, score, all the above. So kind of just looking at all these other big guys and what these people are able to accomplish, and kind of see myself in those shoes and see what I can do like that.
Violet, you got a follow-up question in?
Hey, yeah, Connor, I was going to ask you about the hooks. So you're doing baby hooks and sky hooks?
Yeah.
And then the weight, yeah, I think you got the flu, right? It wasn't COVID. But like, do you know what your weight is right now?
It's hovering around 230 right now.
Okay, wow. So you lost a lot.
Yeah, it was kind of a struggle for a little bit, but, you know, everything's getting back to normal.
And
Okay.
Dutch?
I was gonna ask about the weight, but I mean, do you have a goal weight, like what you want to be at like the start of the season or for your career?
245 would be, you know, a perfect weight for me right now. And that's what I was at, you know, earlier, because you know, it just gives me weight to kind of bang around with other people, you know, and also hold my own and still be, you know, effective enough to move around on the court.